So what exactly is trauma? Lots of people who study and work with trauma think it comes down to four primary things: terrible, terrified, trapped, and totally alone. Let's take a closer look. Trauma comes from being in situations where there is a threat of danger, like getting hurt, abused, or even dying. Trauma can also come from hearing about or seeing someone have that happen to them. So the first thing about trauma is that something terrible happens to you or someone you may know. When this terrible thing happens, the person feels terrified. This sense of being scared is really, really strong. Our feelings and our bodies get confused. Lots of times, this leads to other strong feelings like shame, disgust, guilt, sadness, and anger. During the terrible thing, while we're feeling terrified, we also feel trapped. Everything inside of us feels frozen and wants to run away or fight back. For lots of reasons we'll talk about in later videos, this trapped feeling gets stuck inside of us. As long as these trapped feelings are there, we'll keep remembering the terrible thing and all the bad feelings until we can find a way to set the trapped feeling free. While all of this terrible, terrified, trapped feeling is happening, we feel totally alone, even if others are around us. We feel like we're cut off from everyone and no one can help us. This feeling stays trapped long after the trauma is over. Lots of times, this makes it really hard to trust anyone. When terrible, terrified, trapped, and totally alone happen, we feel weak and start having a hard time dealing with life on an everyday basis. Instead of feeling whole, we feel cracked and broken, especially when something happens that reminds us of the terrible thing. This feeling and belief gets trapped too. It leads us to believe we're broken or damaged and can never be fixed. We believe it will always be this way because of what happened to us. So, when we've had trauma interrupt our lives, we need to notice these four main things. Trauma is a terrible thing that happens that makes us feel terrified, trapped, and totally alone. This makes us believe we're cracked and damaged, and we won't ever be whole or complete again. In our next video, we'll take a look at what happens to us during trauma. That will help us see how trauma has created lots of problems and stress in our lives. Thanks for watching.